Okay, good morning once again. Good morning, colleagues. Good morning, colleagues. May I please get your attention? Together with our online participants, we are about to start our second session after our tea break. So just announce that we will take all questions and everything. There will actually be a discussion tomorrow where all the questions and answers will be addressed due to lack of time today. And then we will cancel the general discussion that was supposed to take place, where we will have one of our speakers who will, occupy that session. So without wasting any further time, I'd like to call upon, while she's right next to me, our next speaker from First for Women. Her name is Bianca De Beer, and she is from industry. So her bio goes like this: lured almost anywhere by a good cup of coffee. Our next speaker, Bianca De Beer. She heads up the marketing for First for Women Insurance and aims to share with us today's real world perspective of skills, behaviors, and attitudes required for success. So, with an undergrad in communication management, an honors in brand leadership, and diplomas in digital marketing, sports science, and photography, she's endlessly curious. And she served as a board member for the Brand Council of South Africa and was recognized as one of South Africa's under 35 rising stars at the Marketing Achievement Awards. She too has been an awards judge, a marketing lecturer, and has an uncompromising belief that brands equals to business. She'd love to have a conversation, so please do engage her in our session right now. Thank you very much, Bianca.
Still morning, just morning, everyone. Thank you for inviting me and including me in this occasion. I've got some slides to start, I guess, a discussion and a point of view on what it takes to be successful in marketing out there in the real world these days. Listening in this morning, I think there's already some overlap and key themes coming through. So I'll run through these first, hopefully using about half of the time, and then leave kind of 15 minutes for any Q&A. I think coming in universally, we want to add value, we want to contribute. So that's definitely my aim for today. I know that is your aim in general. And of course, for students approaching, entering, and growing in the workforce, that's what they want to do too. Make sure that clicks. Yes, there we go. I'm multitasking here with my two screens. So where do we start? Well, if we're looking at what it takes to be successful in marketing, let's define how we measure success. These are actually my four main KPIs. Good place to start. And we'll chat through each of these. These, as a starting point, are measured daily. I'm not joking. Weekly, monthly, quarterly, and annually. The first one is all about being the customer or consumer champion, knowing your audience, knowing your customer better than anybody else in the business. It also means knowing what their enemy is and how you fight it at every interaction point. As an example, at First Woman, our enemy for women is vulnerability. We never want her to feel exposed, uncertain, or afraid. So in every interaction point, whether it's a piece of our communication, chatting to one of our consultants, engaging with our app, we want to make sure that we are fighting against that enemy throughout. The second KPI is driving efficient brand growth. As mentioned in the intro, I'm a strong believer that brand equals business. Those two words are interchangeable for me. And if you're looking to drive efficient growth, it means where you're investing and spending is done so to improve your brand health, your revenue, and ultimately your profits. The third key area of KPIs is around delivering on innovation. There was a couple of comments made earlier about seeing something through, actually bringing an idea to life. And similarly, comments around cross-functional teams, which is what it takes to do one of these pieces. So this ranges from constantly having the mindset about looking for opportunities, looking for white space to improve the brand experience, your communication, and then actually do it with the help of a cross-functional team. No problem. The fourth KPI is not what you do, but how you do it. And that matters in equal amounts. So this is about how you develop yourself, how you upskill, and how you grow and take your team with you. So if those are the measures of success, what are the skills required to be successful? Who are we looking for when we're looking to add a member to our marketing team? We're looking for a unicorn. No kidding, it's an actual term. It's a term used to describe someone who is a pro at all things marketing. So in this definition, a marketing unicorn can accomplish just about anything you can imagine when it comes to marketing projects, both creatively and analytically. From strategic planning to branding to analyzing results, the unicorn can do it all. So let's discuss this unicorn challenge. Why do we have it? Why are we looking for unicorns? Why are unicorns so difficult to find? Well, there are a number of factors causing this outcome. The first is actually one around role naming conventions. I think the lack of clarity and standardizations around titles and role naming in our industry is a problem. A marketing manager's day-to-day activities can range from administrative tasks to owning a P&L, depending where you work. That reduces our credibility, not only within our organizations, institutions, or NGOs that we're part of, but it also makes it very tricky to look for and apply for new roles. The second piece affecting the unicorn challenge is this ever-changing landscape. I do not like the word AI, open statements. And we tend to get distracted by the latest trends, buzzwords, or technology that comes through. Sometimes this can lead to specialization in a particular area, and you lose perspective on the more generalist skills that remain true. To be clear on the AI piece, I hope it can make me coffee in the morning. I just hope that it's not writing my strategy for next year. And the last piece that's affecting this unicorn challenge is this increasing living in an online world. Post-COVID, the rise of digital and technology means more and more people are spending more and more time online. And that creates a problem when it comes to interpersonal skills. That's particularly dangerous in an area such as marketing, where your job is literally about people and human psychology. So how do we develop more unicorns? This is my starting point and hopefully a discussion opener around some of the skill sets, behaviors, and attitudes that are required to achieve marketing success. The first is a strong foundation of the things that stay the same. What hasn't changed in 100 years? What hasn't changed when it comes to human behavior? Those human truths will remain and will ultimately lead to success, regardless of the platform, medium, or channel that you use to apply them. Having a balance of creativity as well as commercial acumen. When I studied marketing, I did not expect to spend about 80% of my time in Excel. When we're talking about a P&L mindset, when we're talking about applying that lens, there is a practicality to what that looks like in the day-to-day business world. Then there's the ability to deliver both across the short and long-term metrics, from an immediate campaign success to what does it look like for annual targets to putting together a multi-year strategy. The next, I think, are a few more behavior or attitude type pieces. In the intro, probably one of the strengths that I'm most proud of is being endlessly curious. But why? But why? But why? Why does it work like that? Why is that happening? Why is that trending? How do we cultivate that question asking? You talk about interview readiness. I cannot tell you how many people I've interviewed and they've never asked me any questions back immediately. No. Similarly, having an aptitude for research. It's not massive research studies, although those are equally great. What does one customer comment tell you? One Google review? What insight does that give you into what you should be doing next? Then having a test and learn mindset. In the digital world, there's a lot of A/B testing that takes place, but this can pretty much be applied everywhere. Please only test one variable at once. And then, of course, data interpretation and storytelling. From multiple reports to customer surveys, being able to take what that information is, whether that's through some business analytics type technology, and tell a story about it. I was listening to a podcast once. Back in the day, people would say, I read. open cards. That's what I do while I'm driving, is listen to many, many podcasts. And the host was talking about a structure which is what, so what, now what. So if you're doing that data interpretation piece, what does it say? This stats. So what? Oh, that's interesting and it's affecting this. Now what? Therefore, we're going to apply X, Y, Z. The next grouping is around integrated holistic skills viewed together. That points of where projects intersect, modules intersect, cross-functional applications apply, and how this is actually a transferable skill. I've also seen many industries not wanting to employ talent who have not worked in that specific industry. FinServ only wants FinServ candidates. FMCG won't hire you without FMCG experience, and I think that's a mistake. The principles, the truth, and the transferable skills remain the same. Take that different perspective and welcome it in, and how do we encourage that further from the grassroots? And then full journey thinking. If you think about a user experience or a customer experience, every step in the process. We still get caught out today launching campaigns where you start looking at the creative work, everyone gets very excited to view the video content, the billboard, etc. When they interact, when they visit your site, and then they click on that page, and then they fill in their details, and then you get the response that says, we'll call you shortly. Are you mapping every single touch point in that journey and thinking it through? Is the messaging making sense all the way across? And how do you use those as opportunities to continue to sell or reinforce the choice that someone's making? The other skill that I think is particularly relevant is scenario planning, being able to come up with multiple scenarios to not only have a plan A, be able to recognize when one of your other scenarios is actually kicking in and being agile enough to move and apply it towards plan B, C, or D. And then, of course, watching for the counter trend. A personal favorite of mine, the more that you see the rise of technology, AI, and bots, the more we see people asking to just let me speak to a human to sort this out. The more we see a rise in online behavior and social communication, the more you see an increase in silent reading real books, gatherings, restaurants, and activities. And very similarly, here on the project management piece, such an underpinning and foundational skill. There is so much of marketing that requires orchestration between multiple parts, due dates, deliveries, channels, and people. And being able to coordinate that in a fashion that leads to success is critical. And lastly, one of the inputs actually from my team, this is not just my point of view, I did also get my team's input here, which was incredibly helpful. And one of them is actually currently doing a master's degree. And she said what she wished she had help with leaving university the first time was how to interact with your stakeholders, how to get buy-in, how to sell an idea, how to explain without sounding defensive. How do you manage them, keep them updated, communicate with them? And could that be something that we improve on moving forward? So those are my starting points for discussion, a bit of perspective and my point of view being in industry at the moment. And I'm keen to have a chat. I'm keen to do a bit of a Q&A. This slide is normally our thank you slide in any post-forum deck. It says, thanks for being fearless. This time I do really mean it. I think, thank you for taking on the challenge that is unemployment in this country, that is education in these circumstances. Thank you for inviting us and taking on the challenges that industry and international peers are going to give you over these 2 days. To me, you are all fearless. And with that, let's have a bit of Q&A.
Thank you very much, Bianca, for that. So the floor is open. I'll take about 3 questions and then we will proceed from there. Thank you. Any hands? Any burning questions? Even online, we will be monitoring any questions online as well. So you're more than welcome to post your questions in the chat box or any comments, and then we'll take it from there.
Does anybody violently disagree?
Thank you, Bianca. From my side, I just want to know, how would you define a industry-ready graduate? What would you say? I know you've mentioned the aspects here, but we've heard about the essential skills that a person need. So when you have your interviews with these potential candidates, whoever from industry, from university level, what skills have you come across that they actually don't possess, or that we might think they have but not?
One I'd say is actually self-awareness. I don't know if you can consider that a skill set, but I think there's a lot of interviews and we have done from kind of varsity graduate level all the way up, of the self-awareness to know your own interests, your own strengths, your own weaknesses. We all know those are standard interview questions. Tell us about your experience, tell us about your strengths and weaknesses, tell us about a time something went wrong, what did you learn from it? And often you see people flustered by those questions, particularly new graduates, for not necessarily being aware of what they actually enjoy or don't enjoy about a particular subject matter, an area of their degree. We would typically ask, what was your favorite module, least favorite module? What was the hardest part? What was the easiest? Being able to have the self-awareness as to why, and therefore what skill does that show? So if your favorite module or your favorite experience during your studies was, we did this project and I was great at negotiating, that's a skill that we're. So be able to have that self-awareness of what you have experienced, even if you have no work experience, and be able to translate that back. Communication skills, absolutely. To be able to have a conversation, articulate what you mean clearly, and of course be able to talk. And I think the more kind of formal ones would be the ones.
And I just have a follow-up question. The role of services marketing, do you think that's vital for students to know that industry? Is it vital for when you look at your environment that you are in? Do you think they have the enough knowledge when they enter the market in First for Women, say, for instance, in this type of service product and service industry? Do you think that's still relevant? Because we had a discussion or a mention of the if service marketing is actually needed or that type of thing. Because I think if I just look at our curriculum at TUT, we don't cover, maybe in a module, Rosanna, we cover a bit of services marketing, but it's not, we don't have a core actual module on service marketing at TUT, for instance. So would you say that is also a vital module or something that we need to look at?
It's a yes and no. So say no would be the same principles apply, and you should be able to take the same marketing principles and apply them across any industry, B2B, B2C, across any product line, across any country. So that's the no part of that answer. The yes part of that answer is, I definitely did not feel equipped going into this. I think typically the case studies and that even used in studies material, there's a lot of packaging design. There's a lot of FMCG, there's a lot of tangible stuff. And coming into a world where you don't have that tangible piece, there is not a First Form store. I can't give you a First Form item. Yeah, buy it and it's bring a SIM card. And that was really tricky to navigate in the beginning. And I think now the range of services is so broad. If you think about someone selling an online course, I get so many of those served. Of a course around manifestation, a course around setting your goals for the year. It's a service. I know that there is an outcome and you can download a PDF, but essentially it's the coaching service that you are buying into, and those same principles. So personally, yes, or at least more examples of it. How can we showcase that or include more of it? But principally the same thing.
And my last one, and then I'll give it to Rosanna. We have modules like professional selling within our curriculum as well at TUT. And we moved away. In the old days, we had where the lecturers and the students actually had to have the scenario of salesperson, customer type of engagement in the classroom. So would you say that there's also a lack of knowledge when you get new employees in your company when it comes to actual selling skills, practical selling skills, not knowing what's the 7 or the 10 steps in the selling process, but actually how to handle objection, practically that type of things? Do you think that is still relevant and needed?
Absolutely relevant. A huge part of our business is also still call center based. So we've got call center staff, you can have brokers, you can have client agents. That one-on-one conversation is critical, and we spend a significant amount of time training new entrants. They are basically not on the floor adding valuable months when they arrive for that reason, around needs analysis, objection handling, competitor references, being able to understand the product well enough to kind of combat any questions. So I think it's absolutely cool. And I think it partly answers the stakeholder management in terms of how do you create buy-in around your idea, your campaign idea, asking for more budget. How we
Okay, I was brought into the conversation, not wanting to say anything, but I just think that in terms of, if you look at the very developed economies in the world, about 90% of the GDP comes from services. In a country such as ours, it's around about 60%. So from that perspective, definitely we do need to get a very good grounding in services marketing, if I can keep calling it that. If we, however, look at when we find students, remember when we start teaching people in marketing, it's not like when we start teaching people in the sciences at degree level where they've had 12 years of everything. We have to pack in 15 years in 3 years. If you think from it, if you think about it from that perspective. So for us, the grounding has to start in the physical products, and we have to do the FMCG, and especially in the first 2 years. I, however, believe that from the 3rd year onwards, that we have to focus more on the areas where employability becomes or has to carry a heavier weight from that perspective. So I do believe that there are so many areas of speciality, but if we look at what is required, 1, okay, we have to do FMCG. 2, we definitely have to do services and business to business. We can specialize further in all the other things as we go up, but if the grounding is not correct, and if we don't get people to understand that marketing is essentially a subject of process and processes, we are dead in the water. The only other thing that we can do apart from grounding them in the process is the tools and the skills, and you can always layer and build upon that. But if the grounding is wrong, you can't teach them anything.
I completely agree. Thank you for sharing that perspective. The GDP facts are really interesting. Kantar Brand Z was yesterday with 30 top most valuable brands. And you just look at the top 10, how many are financial institutions? FNB, Standard Bank, ABSA, Discovery, Investec, and all of those, particularly in a country like ours, financial literacy, services, there's a lot of education and work to be done there as well. So I do definitely think it's a key part of the criteria and curriculum. But I totally get your points on, as a starting base, have that right first. And if a tangible product is the easiest first step to articulate and practice that skill, absolutely start there and layer on.
Okay, thank you. Let me just take one online question and then I'll take the last one. And then, yeah, just for time constraints. So Nomawetu, I've noted you. You can speak. I've disabled your mic. I've enabled your mic. Thank you. Noma, you're on mute. Nomawetu? Okay, yeah. Okay, we are going to just move along now. Can I just take one more question? I had noted the hand here. Yeah, please just type your question in the chat. Thank you.
Thank you, Bianca. It's always nice to have somebody from industry. I just have a question on, you talk about interviews and employability of students. That's important for us as well. I just want to know from your perspective, we always contemplate the name of a module. Is it important to be specific, like digital marketing, sales, or if you have marketing 1, 2, and 3, business 1, 2, and 3, from your perspective? Yeah.
Yeah, it's a good question. Because I think I still use my own reference point, which is dangerous, of what a qualification typically exposes you to. If I think of a BCom, I think it is quite broad in terms of, is it logistics, marketing, finance, etc. That you think, okay, this person has got a base understanding of a range of. I think over time, as I get further and further away from my graduation day, it is more important to make it as real as possible so that we know what it is and what the experience is. We find that, just for reference, even in our products, even in our product naming to consumers, literally let it do what it says on the box. Don't get stuck in the jargon or the pieces that suits our kind of lexicons or systems in the background. Let it describe what it is for the end user. And I think in this instance, the end user of a CV is the employer, and they would specifically want to know what this person.
I just quickly want to ask one question, then it's the last one. If you look back at your studies, what is the one thing you wish they taught you that they did not?
That's that's a very good question. My starting point is always at school. I wish someone taught me how to be an adult. Applying for car finance, applying for a bond, all of those pieces, because all of that is assumed. I think we also, and I'm talking to new graduates, not necessarily older or past time, they're still trying to figure out how to human. Never mind trying to figure out how to work and add value in a work. From a work perspective, I would probably say more around a P&L, and that comes from the person who had to repeat accounting. But there was the maths and the columns and all of that sort of stuff, practical application of read a company's annual financial results. I think that would be
Okay, thank you very much. Thank you very much, Bianca, for that. Dr. Vandenberg, will you present Bianca's gift for her? Thank you. Can we give Bianca a round of applause? Thank you for that insightful presentation. I would like to call upon Dr. Victor Mugobo from the University of the Western Cape to present for us. He will be presenting online. Thank you.
Victor, just say hello that we can hear that you are unmuted and everything is fine on your side.
Good afternoon, colleagues.
Perfect.
Thank you.
Okay, good afternoon, colleagues, and thank you very much for this wonderful opportunity to be part of this collaboration. My name is Victor. I am from the University of the Western Cape, from the Department of Management and Entrepreneurship within the Faculty of Economic and Management Sciences. I'm happy to be sharing with you, the kind of work that we are doing with regards to marketing education. And this afternoon, colleagues, my presentation will follow this trajectory. I'll just give you a brief synopsis of the kind of programs that we do have at our university that are marketing related, then I'll share with you the number of strategic units that we've created that also does work within the field of entrepreneurship and also marketing. Then I'll also discuss the importance of entrepreneurship in marketing education, then end with a prognosis of how the future could look like in terms of marketing education, but also from an entrepreneurial perspective. Just at a glance, colleagues, we do have the Faculty of Economic and Management Sciences, which houses all our business and management related programs at the University of the Western Cape. And as we speak right now, we do not have any specialized marketing qualification, unlike most of the universities that have presented in the morning. At UWC, we don't have any specific qualification purely focused on marketing. We do, however, offer a Bachelor of Commerce honors degree in management, and we are anticipating to roll out a BCom honors degree in entrepreneurship next year. However, colleagues, we are still very active within the marketing education domain because our BCom honors degree in management does have a number of modules that are focused on marketing. For instance, we do have services marketing, we do have global marketing, advanced marketing strategy, and also our honor students do a research report or like a mini dissertation, and quite a number of them will be specializing on research studies that focus on marketing. Then in terms of our postgrad studies, we do have the Advanced Diploma in Management, which also has one or two modules focusing on marketing. And then the Postgrad Diploma in Business Administration, which we've kind of, geared more towards, data analytics, and it has two modules that focus on marketing-related concepts like business analytics, marketing analytics, and business informatics linked to e-commerce and online retailing. Then for our master's program, our students have the option to conduct research for their Master of Commerce degree, research that is focused on marketing topics. And the same also applies to our PhD students. So you can do a PhD at UWC and do research that is purely, marketing related or marketing focused. We are very proud, colleagues, to be very, very active or extremely active within the entrepreneurship space. It's probably one of our niche areas, So we do have those three units. The small business clinic that seeks to provide practical support and resources to small businesses and entrepreneurs within Cape Town and the Western Cape province. And the small business clinic also offers, our students hands-on learning opportunities. They can also, get attached to these businesses as consultants, and along the way also gain experience in terms of how to run small businesses. We also have the entrepreneurship development unit, that seeks to promote the development and sustainable management of SMEs in order to contribute to their growth, leading to national economic development. I'm sure colleagues, you are aware that the National Development Plan of South Africa really envisage a situation where the growth of small to medium enterprises is going to be a catalyst for national economic development by creating employment, reducing poverty and inequality. Thirdly, colleagues, we do have the Center for Entrepreneurship and Innovation that seeks to develop and grow entrepreneurial thinking and acting within all disciplines across our university, across the city of Cape Town, and even the Western Cape province and the country in general. So colleagues, you can see that we have a very, very strong footprint and focus on entrepreneurship within all our programs within the Faculty of Economic and Management Sciences. So generally, if you look at the small business clinic, I'll just run over these colleagues. It does quite a lot of activities like business consultation. It provides entrepreneurial support to small businesses. It also provides a platform for student engagement, where students get to be exposed to real world experiences in terms of running businesses. The Small Business Clinic also runs or organizes a number of workshops to capacitate, small businesses within our area of focus. And these kind of workshops and conferences provide networking opportunities for our staff, for our students, and small businesses, to a large extent leading to community development within the small business sector. And the Small Business Clinic, because it deals with small to medium enterprises within Cape Town and the Western Cape, it has access to a lot of these businesses and their data. And then that serves as a hub for us to conduct research and collect information, and also engage with these businesses in terms of their creative ideas and how they can be innovative, in terms of responding to the demands and the needs on the market. So as we do all these activities, our students are involved, our staff members are involved. So it's also part of community development, it's part of community engagement. So we're trying to kill as many birds with one stone as possible. Furthermore, colleagues, just to break it down, the Entrepreneurship Development Unit within the university is in charge of developing curriculum that is focused on entrepreneurship, innovation, business skills for students and aspiring entrepreneurs within our community. So the EDU works hand in glove with Small Business Clinic to support small businesses that will be starting up and conducting research, and supporting the commercialization of innovation that emanates from our students and also from the small businesses that we support. And just like the Small Business Clinic, the Entrepreneurship Development Unit also engages with industry and the community to connect our students and staff with industry leaders, with investors, entrepreneurs, then along the way fostering partnerships and collaboration. Then lastly, colleagues, we do have the Center for Entrepreneurship and Innovation, which almost does similar work to the other units, but most importantly, they are more focused on innovation and technology transfer that facilitates the commercialization of innovative ideas and technologies that emanates from within the university and also from the small businesses that we deal with. So colleagues, from our perspective, we really regard entrepreneurship as very important, hence we try by all means to integrate it into all our programs. So we believe that, entrepreneurship will foster innovative thinking. Entrepreneurship will prepare our students for, for them to be able to start their own businesses, and entrepreneurship education will enhance their business acumen, and incorporating entrepreneurship education into marketing education will promote the practical application of entrepreneurial ideas into the curriculum, helping students to be able to, deal with the real world entrepreneurial context. Then along the way, we'll be able to bridge the gap between theory and practice. Lastly, colleagues, how do we see the future, at UWC? We believe that, entrepreneurship has the potential to ameliorate some of the challenges that South Africa faces, like unemployment, like inequality, and poverty. So our programs will really emphasize the importance of digital tools, social media, e-commerce platforms in entrepreneurial ventures, in order to prepare our students to be able to leverage technology for business growth. Going into the future, our programs will focus more and more on innovation and creative thinking in order to encourage our students to develop innovative marketing strategies and solutions that foster an entrepreneurial mindset that can adapt to changing market and business conditions. We also believe that we need to, in the future, expand opportunities for our students to have access to hands-on learning through internships, through placement in industry, through collaboration with startups, to enable our students to apply their marketing theories to entrepreneurial context, and we'll continue to teach our students how to develop lean, cost-effective marketing strategies that are crucial for startups and small businesses that have limited access to resources. And like what other colleagues have said in the morning, we don't want to be operating in a silo or in an island. We ensure that our programs in the future incorporate global marketing trends and sustainability practices into our curriculum, preparing our students to create businesses that are both competitive locally and internationally, and are quite responsible towards the environment and society. So colleagues, lastly, at our university, we will be launching a specialized degree, BCom honors degree in entrepreneurship that will roll out in 2025. So by and large, much as we do not have any specialized marketing program, we have tried by all means to integrate marketing education into our business management programs with a special focus on entrepreneurship as part of responding to the challenges that the country is facing. Thank you, colleagues.
Thank you very much, Dr. Victor, on that entrepreneurial perspective from the University of the Western Cape. Are there any quick comments or questions? Yes, Ms. Boshoff.
All right, sorry, my apologies to the online people. I just would like to ask our speaker, being from the Western Cape, I'm very much aware of the organization West Grow, which is an initiative from your city and your province that aids local businesses in collaboration with the DTI through the AGOA agreement for opportunities for our businesses. Are you engaged with them at all, and what is your experience through this?
Dr.
Uh,
Victor?
Thank you very much for that question. West Grow, the city of Cape Town, and the provincial government are part of the stakeholders that are involved, that we are involved with. We do work with them, and they've supported our small business clinic and the entrepreneurship development unit because their mandate really aligns very well with the kind of work that we are doing. So those small businesses that we think are quite established, for instance, to be able to, get into the export market, we refer them to work with organizations like West Grow that are able to even provide far much more support for them to, for instance, get into the export market. So to answer your question, we do indeed work with West Grow, the city of Cape Town and the provincial government. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Can we please give Dr. Victor a round of applause?
Good day, ladies and gentlemen, and also to our online community. Welcome. Thank you very much, TUT. Congratulations on setting up this wonderful collection of all the brightest talent in our country from the different universities and industry. Okay. Okay, greetings from Mafikeng. I am from the Northwest University Mahikeng campus, where I still need to stop sometimes for the donkey cart. What a blessing when I look at your traffic. So much rather my donkey cart than all your traffic. So greetings from our university. Ladies and gentlemen, we have 3 campuses and we call it one for all and all for one. Can anyone tell me where does that come from? Rakanyan, oh, thank you. Something for you. All right, we have 3 campuses. Oh, it's not moving. Why is it not moving? Fuck.
Because you were like disrupting it now, like giving out gifts to people and
Oh, there we are. Again, the reason why we call it one for all and all for one is because we used to be autonomous campuses, and after our restructuring, it became a unitary university. And the basic principle is the student experience on the Van der Bijlpark campus must be the same as on the Potchefstroom campus, must be the same as on the Mahikeng campus. So we have module alignment. Everything is aligned. The assessments can vary, but within certain given percentages. But the student's experience is aligned. So when a person from industry employs a student from Mahikeng, the qualification is the same as from the other 2 campuses. So that to us is very important. And also our WAPI group is called the Musketeers because there's alignment, one for all and all for one. Now, our qualifications that we offer consists of business management, marketing, then we've got sports management and also safety management. And we have a combined qualification with tourism and marketing management, which then goes into postgraduate on honors, masters, and PhD level. Previously, our qualification structure caused a little bit of problems, but we have amended that. Now, why do we need to change curricula? Now, here we have some reasons. Now, have a look at the different reasons why we need to constantly change curriculum. Now, this is, I asked ChatGPT and copy a lot. Why do we need to change qualifications? And these are the reasons that they came up with. Now, are there any other reasons that you can think of? Any others? Put up your hand, please. Students. Yes, sir. Societal challenges. Thank you. Here's something for you. Please come with me. May, you can see that branding is very important for us. Okay, when we look at our qualifications, here is marketing and business management. We've got, okay, let's first start with marketing. We've got the full 3-year program, and then we've got the extended 4-year program. Previously, our extended students or our foundation students did 9 extra modules before they were incorporated into the full program, but that caused student conflict. Where the one group did not accept the other group, so we integrated it. So over the first 2 years, the extended modules are woven into the curriculum. So the students sit together in the same class. They don't know who is extended and who's not. So there's no conflict between the groups. And then as from the 3rd year for the extendeds, but as from the 2nd year for the full program, everybody is incorporated. We also used to have exactly the same modules or subjects for marketing management and for business management. So a student could migrate after year 1, depending on what they wanted to do. Year 2 and 3 was specialization, and then with an honors degree, it was the same again. But we changed that. For marketing, there's communications was added, and for business management, IOPS, which is, I think, ergonomics, was added. Just to make a slight difference between the two, because we experienced some problems with higher authorities. Now, when we look at 2024 and what happens after 2024, some words that I picked up. Something that was not here was digitalize. Everybody nowadays talks about digitalization, and it's a sort of a bandwagon. But for today, let us keep to start up. And we've started up our curriculums. And we are busy, still in the process. It's not done yet. Now, how are we starting it up? Now, on the left-hand side is our existing program of our BCom in marketing management. And there you have our proposed changes. Now, we use color coding because it's very difficult to keep track, because you have to stay within the guidelines provided by the CHE for qualifications. Now, we used color coding because for my little mind, it was just too much. And the color coding helped us to keep track. But over and above the content of our new proposed qualification, we also had to put our qualification, as our directors always say, on a serious diet. Because currently, our qualification is at 420 credits, and we had to bring it down to 380. All right, now from HEXA's document, it gives us the guideline of 50%. And when we look at the building blocks, a BCom degree must contain business-related modules, marketing-related modules, and then generic or service or non-core modules. Now, our new qualification, and there you can see the structure, the building blocks, in total, 27 modules, business-related 7, marketing-related 9, generic 11. Then the credits, 318, not our overweight one, 104, 140, and 136. And this is so that we are within the guidelines laid down by the CHE. But what also makes it difficult is that in your 3rd year, 50% of your credits must be designated credits. So it must be marketing modules. Otherwise, CHE will not look at your proposed qualification. So it was a serious effort to try and align the modules and align all the service modules to fit into the guidelines of the CHE. And we had advisory boards, and TUT was involved. Thank you very much, Prof. Johan, for your contribution that day in Vanderbijl. We had a lovely day at the Vaal River with a boat cruise. And out of that came our proposed structure. Now, this is just to give some more meaning to the scaffolding and to the qualifications as per the prescriptions. The yellow ones represent the business-related modules, and you can count them. Then the marketings are in blue, and the green ones is a collection of service or non-core modules. And we also decided to incorporate a little bit of aromatherapy. Now, aromatherapy is where you have a specific type of oil that you use. What do we call those types of oil? Essentials. Who said essentials? Name for you, our essentials. All right, our essentials. And this is where we incorporate a little bit more into communication, because marketing is developing, it's becoming technology driven. Everybody, you can just look at your children or even myself. I'm always on my phone, technology, and it's all communication related. So it's very important for us that we incorporate the essential skills into our proposed models or modules. Now, when we looked at the proposed modules, we also looked at the essential knowledge, skills, and personal attributes, attributes that employers seek, and our lady from First for Ladies mentioned those, and then also capabilities and competencies, incorporating other research into your proposed developments and your proposed programs for the future. Let us not reinvent the wheel, but let us make use of the square wheels that are available. Now, everybody nowadays is technologizing. Oh, what a difficult word. But ladies and gentlemen, this is a very dangerous field. You cannot take a lecturer that is used or has been trained into face-to-face and put that person into an e-environment. It's a totally different set of skills. It's a totally different environment that is called for. During COVID, from school level to university level, we were all forced to go online without the required skills. And I do not think that it was fair to all the staff who had to do the online presentations, because they were not given the skills. Yeah, what I can strongly recommend is that before you venture into online qualifications, please go and read up. There are some valuable books teaching online classes. It's different. It's very different to teaching face-to-face classes. Then the remote and hybrid working, online learning journey. It's a journey for the learner. It's very different to attending classes. Different sets of skills are required from the staff, as well as different skills from the learners. Okay, another very important one is partnering with online program managers. You have to partner with online universities, not only in South Africa, but also overseas. And then also there are individual preferences of staff who offer the online courses, as well as the learners who needs to attend those online sessions. And we had recently a very in-depth conversation with Luis Camacho. You are welcome to access his journal article, and he also did his PhD on ICT competencies, where he emphasizes that there's a very big difference between online and in class. And what came out of our in-depth discussion was online presence. We do not know what online presence is. We do not know how to establish it. We do not know how to maintain it. That is one very important skill. And then also, which I never thought of, that he mentioned was mentoring. Are our lecturers trained how to mentor groups of students or learners as well as individuals? No, we are not. So that is a very, very big skill. And when we take it together, we can also add cooperative learning. This is where in class, it's very easy to say to the students, divide up in groups of 4 and do the following group work. But how do you do that in an online situation? And this is where cooperative learning kicks into the game. Now, can you think of another word for cooperative learning? Group work is what we do in classes. It also starts with a C. Collaborative, who said that? And with that, I think I'm still within my time limit. I would like to say thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. I hope. Thank you to you, T. Best wishes.
Thank you very much, Prof. How many minutes does he still have? Any questions in person or online? Let me check online.
Um, can I quickly ask a question? I see you've already brought in project management. How do you make it marketing specific? I know you do examples probably, but did you get a core project management module somewhere from another department, or did you bring in your own project management module that you created on your own?
We currently have project management in business management. So we incorporate it from the business management, but it will be, well, most probably the students will have to do it on within a marketing context.
Any additional comments or questions? I don't see anything online, so we will proceed with our next speaker, who will continue the conversation and reviews on South African university feedback on our current marketing programs. So I'd like to call upon Dr. Lebo Musupye from the University of South Africa to come up and present. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Program Director Bizo Lebo. I come from UNISA, so we are big on language plans and curriculum transformation, bringing in Africanization. So in our greetings, we bring in some of the indigenous languages. Good afternoon, colleagues online and in the auditorium. So on behalf of the Department of Marketing and Retail Management, in shaping futures in service of humanity at UNISA, we offer the following programs. We have a higher certificate in marketing, and all the modules for this certificate are compulsory. We also offer higher certificate in retailing. The modules all modules are also compulsory. We have a diploma in marketing management. With this qualification, it's only the first year modules that are compulsory. The second and third level modules, they are prerequisite. So our students are required to have completed some of the first year and some of the second year modules before they can proceed, as we are a semester-based institution. We also offer a Bachelor of Commerce in Marketing Management. The same with diploma. The first year level modules are compulsory. The second and the third, they are prerequisite modules. We also offer a Bachelor of Commerce honors in marketing management. For this qualification, also similar to diploma and similar to our certificates, all subjects, all modules are compulsory. And lastly, we offer also a degree in, a master's degree and a PhD degree in marketing management. And in our offering, to try and bring in innovation and uniqueness in our modules, we have some modules that are addressing that, and examples of those that we are sharing this afternoon. It's contemporary marketing management module, which is MNM 4801. It is one of our honors module. There's also MNM 2615, which is marketing in Africa. It's one of our second level module. And what makes these two modules unique is the fact that for contemporary marketing management module, the module focuses on current topics in contemporary marketing, which include AI in marketing strategies. I think we are relevant. Influencer marketing, content marketing, sustainable marketing, and ethics in marketing. And what our module leader and the team of tutors and moderators do is in order to advance themselves, they attend industry events to network and learn about new trends so that they can incorporate those into the module. And also there are online resources that are frequently consulted to track industry discussions and trends. They also attend online courses, mainly on LinkedIn. To learn about the local and international industries and from other educational experts. And what is also unique with this module is the flexibility that it allows the responsible lecturers to structure the module, and it changes annually because they've got to be relevant. They've got to teach the students on the current trends. And in terms of assessment, there are 2 formative assessment and 1 summative assessment for this module. And for the marketing in Africa, the content is Africanized. And I think the module name says it all. It's self-explanatory. And in part of the content, the lecturers do address the SDG goals. And the assessment is a portfolio which comprises of 4 written assessments. And these assessments are on a consultative base. So students are required to consult with the micro, small, and medium enterprises. And one of the reasons why this route is to try and expose our students into entrepreneurship, so that when they complete their qualification, they don't only look to industry for employment, they also have that experience, first-hand experience with engaging with the entrepreneurs on what entrepreneurship entails. So we are hoping that they will also become entrepreneurs and address unemployment and create employment opportunities. So as part of our curriculum, in terms of our assessment, we have quizzes that is mainly for our first year modules. And there are about 4 quizzes. And with these quizzes, there is a balance of theory and application. We also have continuous assessment that is mainly for our second level modules and third level modules. There are also other strategies such as portfolio assessment and also summative assessment. With a continuous assessment, the first assessment is mainly a quiz assessment to accommodate our students because we've got diverse students. So we are trying to accommodate our students, those who are late with registration, then they can be accommodated. And with the assessment 2, 3, and 4, up to a maximum of 6, those are written assessment. And for our third level modules, which are our exit modules, the assessment are practical. They're purely practical. So as part of infusing a curriculum transformation, a language transformation in our qualifications, in our modules, in our teaching, we are underpinned by 9 pillars of curriculum transformation, and those are infusion of African epistemologies and philosophies within our program qualification mix, pedagogical renewal of teaching and assessment practices, scholarship of teaching and learning, technology infusion, where we use multimedia, online interaction, and collaborative engagement. There's also transformative assessment, student-centered scholarship, African languages, diversity and inclusion, and lastly, monitoring and evaluation of a curriculum renewal so that we ensure that it is current and it is relevant for the industry. And in terms of our departmental language plan, we have multi-glossaries, which we are available for our students for all our modules that we offer. We translate our tutorial letters. We translate our assessments for our students. We translate also the study guides. And we translate into a minimum of 2 indigenous languages. They say you speak to a man in his language, you're speaking to his heart. So we are trying to make sure that our students understand their modules in their language. We also have staff training where our staff members attend African language seminars and workshops, and they get certificates. It depends on the structure of the training of the workshop. And all our module sites have welcome pages, and all those welcome pages and the welcome messages in those welcome pages are translated into indigenous languages. And lastly, we have translated our frequently asked questions for all our students. And there's the translation is based on the profile of our students. So we rely on Power BI to look at the profile of our individual modules. So you might find that brand management translate its tutorial letters into Chivenda and Setswana, whereas marketing in Africa translate into isiZulu. So we are directed by the profile of our students. So in terms of how we measure the effectiveness of our curriculum, we do have strategies in place where in terms of measures, we have rigorous internal audits. And with those internal audits, we check if there are any modules that are overlapping. And also we check all our learning materials. They go through quality assurance, and we ensure that at the end, the qualification and the modules are of quality for our students. There are QA processes in place in the department where the primary lecturer will develop all the required learning materials, and it will go through editing through our language services department. Thereafter, it's sent to the secondary lecturer, then the external moderator for input, And then when it comes from the external moderator, we have a quality assurance team within the department that check all those materials before it is signed off by our chair of the department. And for the study guides that we develop as part of our learning materials for our students, we have educational consultants who review those materials, the learning units, and they provide guidance to the responsible lecturer who's managing the development of the guide. We also have critical readers who provide input and these critical readers are our stakeholders from the industry. We also engage in benchmarking as part of our measure, where we benchmark against those leading institutions globally to ensure that we still meet international standards. And for this year, the department has secured visits from Asian and African institutions to benchmark our offerings. We also have aluminums. My son had an SS project, so we were dealing with metals and non-metals. So we have alumni who provide feedback during our advisory board meetings. So we do incorporate their feedback because we appreciate the fact that we have students who are already in the industry. So they provide us feedback from their journey experience as the students at UNISA and also the industry stakeholders. So it's a bit comprehensive, and we do incorporate those feedback. We do not take them lightly. We incorporate them in all our offering, when we revise our qualification mix, when we revise our study guides, when we also formulate and develop our assessment. We also, in terms of measuring effectiveness of our curriculum, we ensure that we are updated and abreast with the industry trends. This is through Industry Advisory Board, where we have, it's actually annually. It's ongoing, it's annually. They advise us on curriculum and also ensure that our programs remain aligned with the current and future industry needs. And also internally, in terms of our staff, they continually develop themselves, and this is done through the industry conference, workshops, and some certifications. We, as a department, we understand the fundamental importance of having our students ready for the industry. And as part of ensuring industry preparedness, we do that in collaboration and partnership with the industry, and that occurs at 3 levels: at the qualification review process, at our undergrad offering, at our postgrad offering, and at industry, within those levels, we have initiatives. And the first one with the industry stakeholders, we do have marketing managers, sales executives, and chief marketing officers, who then provide input, and also our alumni. In terms of academics, it's with affiliations. We affiliate with MASA. I'm not sure if I'm running out of time. Oh my goodness. Okay, let me move to the next slide, where I elaborate in terms of industry board. It's to ensure that we are current and relevant. We also have We facilitate career webinars. For this year, we had Dr. Tebe Ikalafe. However, he did not facilitate a session. We did a recording on personal branding, which was shared with all our students on all our module sites. We have guest lectures, and that takes place at individual module levels, so that the industry stakeholders and the guest lecturers, they speak to in the context of those modules. We also have case studies, and these case studies normally they are from our Engage Scholarship leg, where we facilitate workshops for our for small businesses. And from that engagement with them, we do write up case studies, which we use in our teaching and learning. So where are we in terms of AI and teaching and learning? We do integrate AI in our teaching and learning. However, the students use it for brainstorming. We do warn them against relying on AI because it takes away their creativity, their innovativeness, and their critical thinking. So we do have a video that we have uploaded on all our module site that guides the students on how to use AI in terms of tools and technologies. There are Killbot, Grammarly, Chat PDF, and Chat GPT. They are there. And yeah, this is how, in terms of how we use AI in our modules, it's in developing some of the assessment just to generate ideas. So it's basically for ideation. And we teach that to our student, that it must be for ideation. And whenever we talk about AI, we are bound to also speak about academic integrity. So we do have those processes in place, the policies where we address academic integrity, and we do communicate that with our students. I'm almost done. In terms of future developments and plans, AI, as the previous presenters have also alluded, it's here to stay. It is for us to embrace it and see how we can then use it to enhance teaching and learning and our qualification. So we do have modules, and in our modules, we do incorporate digital marketing and social media marketing as we update our courses and particularly our modules in a cycle of 2 to 3 years. Yes, depending on what is happening in the industry and also in academia globally. And in terms of future, what we found out, we also, ask ChatGPT to just give us idea in terms of where we are going in terms of AI in marketing education, and it confirmed that we will continue with that. We will have to tailor our education opportunities. It will assist in improving information analysis, and which will enhance our courses. And we can also utilize artificial intelligence, augmented reality, virtual reality in our teaching and learning. So it's for us as a department to explore how we bring in that into our teaching and learning so that it can be more practical and more engaging. Yeah. And yeah, as an institution, we have a policy in place that speaks to artificial intelligence, and it's revised on an ongoing process as AI is evolving. And also we emphasize transparency and rigor in the use of AI tools. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Dr. Lebo. I didn't mean to intimidate you by the way I was looking at you, but thank you very much for the very informative presentation. Thank you. Can I please call upon our last speaker for this segment, Dr. Kuhle Swagalala from the Cape Peninsula University of Technology, to come and give us their presentation. And then we will move on to our industry partner, and then we will break for lunch. Thank you very much. And then just for our online attendance, can you please just ensure that you complete the attendance register that has been shared in the chat box by Dr. Drotsky? So please just make sure that you do complete that. Thank you very much.
And Tebogo wants to take a photo before we break for lunch because he needs to leave. He's from TUT Media. That we just take a group photo while everybody just stands here, that we can just have it and he can be released. He's learning a lot about marketing today. Thank you, Tebogo.
Um, 15. Okay. Thank you. Good afternoon, colleagues online and in the venue. My name is Kuhle. I'm from CPUT in Cape Town. Unfortunately, I don't have presence like Northwest. Colleagues, I'm from a University of, yeah, I'll try next year. Come to Cape Town, would love to host you. Okay. Yeah. Colleagues, I've got 15 minutes. I'm from CPUT, that's the Cape Peninsula University of Technology. We're in the institution of 35,000 students. I'm from a faculty of Business and Management Sciences, which hosts a third of that. That's about 12,500 students, and I'm from the marketing department there specifically. Yeah, we've got 5 campuses. We're based in the city campus, which is called the District 6 campus. Got another campus in Belleville, another one 50 km away from Cape Town, Wellington, Granger Bay, so on and so forth. But you guys will see that campus next year when we meet there in Cape Town. Okay. We're one of the few institutions nationally, colleagues, that offer fully fledged marketing departments, such as UJ, Mandela, UP, so on and so forth. Yeah. So we everything that we do, colleagues, as a department is confined, is informed by the institution's Vision 2030, which speaks to primarily 7 focus areas, and based on that, we've developed a mantra as a marketing department. Of course, we seek to advance knowledge and skills for marketing and business through technology-led education, research, and innovation for the benefit of society at large. And as a department, we work in winning teams. Colleagues, we a department of 15 academics, a total of 17 staff members. I'm currently temporarily holding the position of head of department as of January 2024. Departmental population, colleagues, we have about 770 students. I've shared this information with you because now one of the current challenges that we're facing is an issue of deregistrations over time, right? We've got targets that we need to meet, but as and when the term transpires, we then see students deregistering for other factors that are external to the department, such as accommodation, such as funding, so on and so forth. So we're sitting around about 770 students in the entire department. Okay. The breakdown of that, I'll take you there. Code 67, advanced diploma, sitting at 92 instead of 125 due to the reasons I've mentioned. And then we've got an extended program as well. I'll get to that. Then we've got a Doctor of Commerce Masters, and yeah. So over the years, colleagues, we've consolidated our qualifications. Obviously, as a university, a UOT, there were qualifications that we've had to phase out as everyone has had to do that. And finally, as of this year, we fully consolidated with a compact program from NQF level 6 to NQF level 10. Similarly to Northwest, we've got a diploma in marketing, obviously NQF level 6. Then we've got an extended program, which is that we deliver over a 4-year period. Then an advanced diploma, and then quite something new as of 2021, also offer now a postgraduate diploma in marketing, which would be your honors in other institutions. Then of course the Master of Marketing, and then doctoral level, we've got a Doctor of Commerce in Marketing. That is an NQF level 10. Something we've revised for 2025, colleagues, and this was informed by an array of factors, including sector analysis, including the speciality within marketing as a discipline. We found that due to internal challenges such as high failure rates in economics, lack of interest in accounting, so on and so forth, we needed to tailor to target students that we want in the program, in our diploma program, because that's our feeder program, right? So we found that marketing generally, the diploma programs, they require English, math, or math literacy. Colleagues, everyone does math and math literacy. So as marketing, we don't just want a byproduct. No, I was not accepted here. So therefore, market all students in all grade 12 students, they will do either math or math literacy, or English, right? So we also, I mean, we were not the only ones. Other institutions as well that only look at math literacy or English. Colleagues, we are a specialty as marketing. So we thought we need to refine this. We need to build that alignment and congruence from high school subjects into our diploma program. So in addition to math literacy, English, we are requiring accounting as of 2025. Accounting or economics or business studies at 50%. As colleagues would know, marketing as a discipline is primarily based in business. Yeah, of course, in government, non-profits, entrepreneurship, but we're largely a pervasive discipline within business. So business is quite a critical requirement for us, or economics, which would then help our challenge of pass rates. And then, of course, accounting. Both those subjects in our programs are offered at first year. It explains it why students would struggle with economics in our diploma program, because they meet economics for the very first time in their lives. So we want one of those three, and this has been approved through various committees within the institution, of course. That's our diploma program, colleagues. That's the structure at first year. Accounting, as I've said, we've got personal selling, marketing 1, which is obviously a prerequisite for marketing 2. We've got economics that we want from grade 12 already. And BCA, business computer applications, colleagues, quite an important subjects to have in first year, especially in the digital era that we're in. Communications, and of course, someone's least favorite subject, quantitative literacy. Okay, second year, colleagues, we don't have time, colleagues. There's quite a number of exciting activities that go on in all of these subjects. Communication is quite aggressive in innovation, so is accounting. During COVID, I mean, accounting people, before COVID, you could never do a general ledger online. You still required the 3 books, as well they call it. So we've got systems in place. We've got a lecture that does this fully online. Can fully access it online, of course. Second year of the diploma program, statistical analysis, consumer behavior, quite important. IMC, integrated marketing communication. So I'm going to touch on marketing 2, colleagues. You can see I've got in brackets there. I've included that. It's obviously a prerequisite for the next marketing 3. There we start introducing brand planning. Colleagues, those institutions that don't have, and I'm saying this for issues of bias and issues of necessity, branding is a critical specialty within marketing. So we introduce branding. I suspect we're the only institutions that offers branding at 3 levels: at second year, at 4th year level, and at postgraduate level, postgraduate diploma level. So we do brand planning there. Essentially what we do, the students go out, they adopt real life businesses. We get, especially in the township economy, we get businesses that formidable businesses, profitable businesses, but they lack the know-how of branding. We give these businesses to our students. They create brand audits and brand plans and then forward this for implementation. The second half of the year there, we then engage in digital marketing. From adopting those businesses, creating strategic planning and audits and planning, and then you then put these businesses on digital platforms and we give this to our students. Towards the end of the year, we then forward these suggestions, obviously through assessing and analyzing them, forward them to those, quite a number of them, colleagues, have been implemented. And that's all due to our students and our lectures. Okay, third year colleagues, of course, we've got sales and project management, we've got marketing theory, the major, of course, and then marketing research. And I've also included, I've added that, and I said, and will. We're quite aggressive on work integrated learning, colleagues. It's a requirement for you to complete your diploma. So it's embedded, work integrated learning is embedded in those 3 subjects. You cannot pass any of the 3 subjects subsequently your diploma if you've not done. So we've got a designated will coordinator. Currently, our 150 third-year students are all in industry, all absorbed by the industry. When I was working for another institution in Johannesburg, I always used to say, there's an opportunity in Johannesburg. You in Johannesburg, you 20 minutes away from Sandton, the marketing people are here. There are no marketing people in Cape Town, except for 1 or 2 institutions. But to have our department being able to place 150 students, they returned in April, they started in July. These are our efforts of trying to minimize this theory versus practice gap, again, colleagues. I mean, kudos again to the colleagues. Then quickly, colleagues, obviously you said the focus now is on the diploma. We seek to articulate these graduate attributes. And these are also obviously informed by the 21st century skills. Please tell me when I've got 5 minutes. Now. Okay. Yes, I knew it. I was just asking. Okay, critical thinking skills, colleagues, ethical capability, communication, creativity, co-creation and collaboration is quite important, colleagues. Problem solving, perseverance. Just have a look at the last bullet there, resilience. Colleagues, there's a need to teach our students to be resilient. We are in South Africa, where resilience is required in all corners of society. Load shedding, unemployment, crime, so on and so forth. This we need to embed as a critical attribute in our programs so that our students can survive beyond campus. We need resilience. Colleagues, that's our advanced diploma program, compulsory subject marketing 4 and finance, and then 2 electives. Again, there, colleagues, you can see brand management, quite key. And I'll tell you why we've got this. Global marketing, marketing information analytics to try and be relevant to the current era that we're in. Applied integrated marketing communication, colleagues. You'll see now the thread now starts from 2nd year to 4th year. We had IMC at 2nd year. We've got now applied IMC at 4th year. And then postgrad diploma. Really, as I've said, we had our first cohort in 2021. Research intensive. It's obviously meant for practitioners as well. Again, their colleagues, strategic brand management, strategic digital marketing, so on and so forth. Of course, masters of marketing colleagues, 100%. We don't have coursework. 100% thesis, Doctor of Commerce and Marketing, 100% thesis. Okay. Colleagues, we're positioning ourselves in the sector, in our sector and in practice as a hub for brand and digital research. So 2019, we founded, myself and 3 colleagues, obviously this is, everyone is involved in this, what we call the Brand and Digital Research Hub. We've consolidated our research efforts to try and build literature in brand and digital research specialities. We've done, that's Peter Steenkamp, a co-author, Professor Rodney Duffett. We came together, we consolidated this thing, and those are the number of projects that we've completed. And out of these, colleagues, the department is, I was excited when I listened to the ladies. Colleagues, people buy experiences, people buy services. When you go and buy a Coca-Cola, you're interested in the service that you're getting and not necessarily. So the SD logic is quite dominant in various sectors. People are buying services. So we published this book, colleagues, If you want it, you can contact me. You can talk to Van Skyke. It's there. I've sent it to 3 or 4 other institutions for consideration. It's a services brand management book, building services brand equity. I know I've got 2 minutes. Why, colleagues? Because services have taken over in recent years. This is the top 100 brand 2023 Interbrand global ranking. First one is Apple. Have a look at number 2, 3, and 4. All services. Brand, colleagues, is the most valuable asset in any organization. If you look at the first one, that's 502 billion, 680 million US dollars of brand value, not the products, the brand itself, in its perceptual sense. That's the value of the brand. So this is our focus that we're trying to position ourselves as a specialty in strategic branding in the sector. South African context, this is now brand finance. Number 1, number 2, number 3, services brands, 5 and 6 and 8, services brands. So colleagues, it's quite critical. Strategic brand management, services marketing. I know University of Johannesburg also offers that. It's quite important because things have changed. Paradigm has shifted now, where, from pure product services to, from pure product to pure services. And lastly, colleagues, we have resolved to bring industry to class and take class to industry, not only through the Wheel project. We embed this in the curricula. As I'm saying, we don't have much in Cape Town as far as marketing is concerned, but we're quite happy. We're partnering with the likes of your SABC. We bring, that's a gentleman from MTN that comes and guest lectures our students. We've got a partnership with a radio station in the Boland, which is about 50 Ks from our campus. Internationalization, colleagues, we're sending students over. We've sent now 21 students to institutions across Europe. We've got, in my department alone, I received 14 students from European countries. Just try and check. Are we on par with what the global society is doing? Those are the international students. Now we're exploring Asia now, colleagues. We went to Rwanda recently to try and expand, get into MOUs, lecture exchange, student exchange, co-supervision, co-authoring, so on and so forth. And lastly, collaborative online learning, colleagues. Fully online, fully digitized. And we've partnered. Our postgraduate diploma students are currently constructing a strategic marketing plan for Robben Island because of a COVID-related marketing problem that they have. So I took them there in July when we started to go first and see. Some of them locals are not attracted to Robben Island. I've been in Cape Town for 15 years. I also went like 3 years back. It's not attracting me. It's a marketing problem. So we took this, collaborated with them, gave it to our students. They'll be presenting this in August. As we say in CPUT, colleagues, in oneness and in smartness.
Thank you very much, Dr. Zwakala, for that very informative presentation. And I like the emphasis on the services brand marketing, which you have also highlighted on. So I would like to call upon our last speaker for this segment, and that's an industry perspective from Justine Nienaber, the CEO of Punky Starfish Digital Marketing Agency. May she please come up, and then we will soon break for lunch. Thank you. Justine, handing over to you. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Hi, everybody. I feel like I'm a digital native until I have to share a presentation on Teams, so give me a second.
Apologies for running a bit late, Justine, with the program.
No worries at all. I'm in slideshow mode. Can everyone see? Yeah, looks like it. Okay, cool. So yeah, hi everyone. My name's Justine, and as mentioned, I'm from Punky Starfish. We are digital natives, so all the digitalized and AI chat is right up our alley. And today I'm just going to talk about kind of what we've been seeing in the industry, how I think a lot of these sort of new rollouts and emerging trends in digital marketing specifically can be incorporated into curriculums and really help your institutions and help your students at the end of the day to be able to put their best foot forward when it comes to entering the workforce. So I think the thing that's always super important to speak about is just how quickly the digital landscape changes. Like, I remember when I started out in my career 15 years ago, I opened up a Twitter account and I told my mom that I had made a friend of Twitter and I was going to meet them for coffee. And she thought I was flippin' crazy. She was like, "You're going to end up on a crime documentary. Someone's going to put you in a bag and cut you into pieces." That's really changed a lot when we look over the last 15 years and even the last 10 years into how much social media and digital platforms really are integrated into people's everyday lives. So if we just have a look at kind of the shift over the last decade, obviously I always skew towards digital marketing. It is our speciality. But I remember in my first agency job a long time ago, there was so little access to people to learn how to do things. When we used to put together campaigns for clients, it wasn't as easy as putting together a beautiful presentation on, say, Canva. If you're on a designer, we would have to go and get artwork printed. I spent my first year in agency just like printing images and pasting them on boards to present to clients. And that's really changed. I don't even think that happens anymore. So yeah, there's been a shift from traditional to digital. I still think traditional has a place, but from a digital point of view, like, we really love that it allows us to track performance in real time, to optimize campaigns with precision, and much to, I think it was Bianca mentioned earlier, being able to, be nimble and make changes and edit as and when needed. Then there's been an explosion of social media, which is, I think, even more recently with the explosion of TikTok, there's really been a change in kind of the platforms that people are using, how the platforms are used. And it used to be like, oh, we have a social media account, whereas nowadays social media has become a central pillar of digital marketing strategies, and it really offers businesses a direct access to their audiences. It's evolved from being just a platform for social interaction to like a powerful advertising tool, especially when we look at the advanced targeting options, building lookalike audiences, behavioral targeting, and really allowing marketers and marketing students in this instance to deliver personalized content and personalized ads to specific user segments, which in the long run increases engagement, and the most important thing is ROI. We then look at the rise of data-driven marketing. Like I say to my team and to our clients a lot of the time, data. Like, if you can predict the trends, then you can personalize your marketing efforts. And I think this is where there's really a lot of work to be done in making sure that learners are equipped to understand basic tools like Google Analytics, CRM systems, social media analytics. How are they using AI and machine learning in marketing? All of these technologies enable predictive analytics, which and automation. Being able to personalize in real time is really something that is being used more and more in marketing, and it is so important that learners come out of these degrees and programs and at least know a little bit about this. Then we look at personalization and customer experience. I think as we are becoming more and more used to being online, and I laughed earlier, someone said that they were always on their phone, true of me as well. But the more I'm on my phone, the more I want personalized content served to me. I have absolutely no interest in being served ads about fishing trips, for example. However, show me ads about shoes, I'm very interested all of a sudden. So there really is this demand for personalization, and I think learners need to be aware of that and aware of how to integrate that into their strategies. Then automation and AI powered tools. I know everybody's always super scared of AI, but as I take you through through a few of my slides, you'll see that you are using AI every day anyway, be it Netflix or Spotify. And I really think it's knowing, how AI can help you work smarter rather than harder. Cool. Then the shift, then content marketing and the shift to value-driven strategies. Content marketing has changed drastically. It's become a dominant strategy within marketing plans, with brands creating, be it blogs, videos, podcasts. I always laugh about podcasts. I have to say, if I find another person starting a podcast, I'm gonna roll my eyes so hard it'll reset my brain. But they do have a time and a place, and other forms of content to engage and educate audiences. Then we also look at the evolution of SEO and the tools that are being used in SEO. They've evolved significantly. I remember when I first started out, there was really an emphasis on keyword stuffing, which is changed. It's a 360 change. So it's making sure that students and yourselves are aware of these updates. Google's done an update recently that totally impacts how you are creating content, how you are doing your content marketing, and making sure that it's high quality and relevant to the needs of the user. We look at e-commerce. I mean, again, it's always wild to me to look at this. This is only looking at the last decade, but the surge of e-commerce, especially after COVID in South Africa, has been huge. And, it's fueled by advancements in mobile technology and fueled by advancements in digital payments. It's really pushed marketers to integrate their online and offline strategies and really make sure that there's seamless customer experiences across all channels. We keep on talking about omni-channel marketing, but it's really become essential. It's requiring brands to deliver consistent and personalized experiences with customers, whether they are shopping online, if they're in store, or on a mobile device. And again, it changes all the time. So I think it's really important to make sure that we're teaching, students or youngsters, coming through, that they need to be inquisitive, and they need to be reading things, and they need to be looking for information to make sure that they're staying on top of these emerging new things that are popping up all the time. Also talking about ethics, privacy, and the regulation of data. POPIA is, everybody's aware of it, but 10 years ago, no one really cared about POPIA. It was just let's get your data and see what we can use it for. But it really has become a very important part of marketing, and it's really important to know the legal ramifications of not protecting your customers' data, of making sure it's secure, that it's used for the right opt-ins from a customer. And then the influence of AI on creative and strategic decision making. So again, as I was saying earlier, AI really is a great tool to allow people to work smarter. So I always say with AI, people are scared of it taking jobs or making jobs that did exist not exist anymore. But it really is about learning prompt AI and learning how to use those prompts and put your own thoughts and feelings or creative rollouts into it. You know, the tools like ChatGPT, there's 3, there's now 4, and as well as like image tools like DALL-E, demonstrate the potential for AI to assist in all the creative aspects of marketing, but the human element still remains crucial. You still have to make sure that the images that are generated have the correct spelling, that the human faces look like human faces. So there will always be a need for human involvement with AI. And that just helps it learn and get smarter and smarter. But as we get smarter and smarter too, it's it will always need the human aspect of it. So the next thing I wanted to chat about, and this is especially from like integrating into a curriculum, you know, this really, you know, there would really be a lot of benefit from incorporating courses on AI or machine learning and being able to analyze data and how to use technologies in marketing strategies. But as I said earlier, like we are all using AI every day. So this is, I mean, a bit shameful. You can see how behind I am on my Netflix watching, but this is my Netflix home screen. And this uses AI. Someone earlier spoke about podcasts. You know, on Spotify uses AI to recommend shows, you know, like podcasts to you or music that is similar to what you've been listening to. The same with Netflix. I am very into Stranger Things, so I do get a lot of weird recommendations on, like, you know, my partner always calls them monster movies. But the algorithms really consider all factors like genre, time of day, and even global trends to really highly personalize recommendations to you. And the same's being done from like an advertising point of view, be it Google ads or Facebook ads. These all use AI to deliver personalized ads based on your browsing history, where you're located, and even what your offline activities are. You know, all of these platforms analyze huge amounts of data to show ads that are more likely to resonate with individuals and increase the chances of conversion. So I really, you know, it's really important that learners are aware of these things, and even if it's at a very high level, know that these things can be integrated into real life rollouts once they've qualified. Next thing I think is super important is content marketing and SEO 2.0. So again, from a curriculum point of view, I think it's super important to start integrating practical workshops on content strategy, SEO, and AI tools. You know, I mentioned ChatGPT, but all of these things can really help students learn how to create, to analyze, and to optimize content for modern platforms. Here's an example from Domino's Pizza. They have what they've done is integrated voice search optimization in the US into their marketing strategy, which has allowed customers to place orders through voice activated devices. So, you know, Siri, Google Home. And I think this is something that is going to be really great for a South African market, but also there'll be a whole bunch of new nuances around languages, around accents, etc. This is not, you know, this is really optimized. It's voice search optimization uses natural language processing, which is also something that I think people, especially students, need to be aware of. It not only improves customer experience, but it also taps into this growing trend of voice search. I don't know if I will be able to see, but if you can, from a show of hands or thumbs up emojis, how many people have asked Google or Siri to help them do something in the last month? I can't see anyone, so that didn't work. And I don't have any gifts to give out, but hopefully some of you have. I also think from a content marketing point of view, like there's been really interesting ways that AI has been used to generate content. So if we look at the most recent Olympics, the Washington Post used AI to generate news stories. And I think the thing that's so great about this is that it really helped people and journalists create short, data-driven articles on specific topics, sports in this instance, which allowed publications to cover more stories in less time. It also freed up journalists to focus on more in-depth coverage, which again, I think is really important, really important to note that AI can help you save time so you can focus on the stuff you really need to apply your brain to. What am I doing for time? Sorry. And then we go into data privacy and ethical marketing. Hopefully no one from Liberty is on this call, but I mean, it's no secret that Liberty was hacked in 2018. And I think this is also something that as marketers and marketing students, we need to be aware of. There's a rise in attacks on especially big corporations, but as well as on our own personal data. I myself was hacked in 2020. It's a terrifying experience. And luckily, I'm somebody who's got a development background. So I was able to at least fight with the hacker for a little bit before I lost control of my social platforms. But it really is something that people need to be aware of, and they need to be aware of like the legal implications, especially when it comes to brands, but as well as what can protect you as an employee or a consumer. So yeah, talking about Liberty, they were hacked in 2018, and there really was a lot of personal data that was compromised. I also think something that's super important to teach people is, like how to communicate that should it happen. It's like crisis comms 101, but on the highest level, like it's never nice to tell people that you've compromised their data, but anybody that is working in marketing needs to be aware of this and needs to be prepared to manage consumer expectations and trust in the event of a breach, because if it can happen to big, very secure companies like Liberty, it can happen to everyone. I think this also then follows on to POPIA. I think there needs to be a lot more of an emphasis on understanding the requirements of POPIA, such as obtaining explicit consent before processing personal data, and ensuring that personal information is kept secure and used only for its intended purposes. Marketers really need to understand the requirements of POPIA and making sure that any personal information that you're getting as part of campaigns is kept secure and only used for its intended purposes. Sorry, I just want to go back here. I flipped too soon. And then carrying on with data privacy and ethical marketing, I think on the ethical marketing side of things, especially when you're using AI in marketing, is making sure that we're aware of and avoiding algorithmic bias, which is, AI being used to target customers and doing profiling. There is always a huge risk of algorithmic bias, which needs to be trained into AI, and sadly it isn't there yet. But AI systems can inadvertently discriminate against certain groups. For example, if a financial services company uses AI to target ads for home loans, for example, it needs to ensure that the AI that they're using in your ad targeting doesn't exclude or unfairly target certain demographics. Ethical AI also involves regular audits. You need to be auditing it all the time and making adjustments so that the algorithms learn and you can prevent that bias in the past, in the future. You know, I really think from a curriculum rollout point of view, you know, there should be courses around digital ethics, about data privacy laws, and around the ethical implications of AI in marketing to really make sure that students are prepared to navigate these challenges in the real world when they will happen. It's not a chance of when, they will happen. How am I doing for time? I've got 3 minutes. Cool. I'm going to stop there. If there is anyone who has any questions, now is your time.
We'll take one question, 1 or 2 questions.
Perfect.
Justine, is it possible for you to maybe join us later because we know that you're off to a meeting at 2 o'clock?
Sure. I'll chat to Elizma and I can come back.
Okay, perfect. Perfect.
Thank you so much. Thanks, guys.
Thank you very much, Justine.
Bye. See you later.
Okay, so thank you very much, Justine, for the informative presentation. We are going to quickly take a group photo and then we are going to break for lunch at 2 o'clock. And can we please try and be here by 2:20 so that we can then progress with the afternoon program? So can we please just stand, the in-person audience, can we please just stand for a photo and then we break for lunch. And then the online people, please just remember to sign the attendance register as well. And then we'll see you all back at 2:20. Thank you.